Good day. Welcome to Practical Research 2, Self-Instructional Packet for Week 3. Once again, I will be your teacher for this lesson. So I am your Sir Relly Castro. Before we start, let's read first the general instructions in answering your modules. Whenever you see this mark, remember that you have to answer all the questions, drills, activities, and assessment on a separate sheet of paper, which will be submitted in the designated drop boxes on your assigned barangay. Include your name, grade, and section, part of the SIP you are answering, date of submission, and complete answer for all the tasks given. Also have your answer sheet signed by your parents. Remember, there is no need for you to copy the questions on the answer sheet. Just make sure that you follow the instructions properly and write your answers legibly. In doing this, follow this template example. The title of our topic for today is the background and tentative title of the study. So we're going to be tackling two topics for today. That will be background of the study and your research title. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to describe the background of research and write a tentative research title. So before we start, you're going to be doing a pre-activity first, preliminary activity. So in the previous lesson, you have studied about selecting a research topic and a research problem. So we're already done with that. For us to clearly see that you learned from previous lesson, write the components of a good quantitative research problem in the web map below. So this activity involves a little bit of a review. So during our previous discussion, pinag-usapan natin yung tungkol sa pagpili ng inyong research topic at pag-formulate ng research problem. So in this activity, what you're going to be doing is you are going to be completing the web map. Okay, kukumpletohin nyo yung web map o yung tinatawag natin concept map. Okay, so what the concept map is asking is the components of a good quantitative research problem. So you're going to fill up the 5 spaces around the concept map or web map. You can pause this video and when you're done with the activity, you can play it so we can proceed with the next part of our discussion. Okay, your next activity is all about establishing the purpose of the lesson. So for this activity, I want you to answer the following question. So question number 1, how do you make background of the study? And then question number 2, what do you look for literature review? Write your thoughts down on a piece of paper. Again, you can pause this video and we'll continue on after you're done. Okay, for our next activity, this will be decoding the picture. So I want you to look at the pictures below and try to identify what's common with the pictures. So we have 5 pictures that you can actually see. So the first picture are fences. The second picture are, I think these are coral reefs. The third picture are tires. The fourth picture are road fences, and the fifth picture, the big one, is like a what do you call this? A border. So again, I want you to identify what's common with the pictures below. Pause the video, and then we'll continue on. For our next activity, I want you to read the online article. I will put the link on the description below so you can easily look at that. But here is the article. Okay, so here's the article that you're going to be reading. So it is a comparison of nutrient solutions for growth of plants in sand culture. Okay, which was authored by G.S. Smith, C.M. Johnston, and I.S. Cornford. So I want you to read this article. Again, the link will be put in the description below. And upon reading it, I want you to fill up the literature review worksheet. So write down the name of the authors, write down the title of the journal or the article, the publication name. When you say the publication name, who published it, the date it was published, the date it was issued, how many volumes, and how many pages. Aside from that, I would also like you to answer the questions below. So, number one, what are the research problems in the journal? Okay. Number two, in 40 to 50 words, describe the background of the study. Number three, describe the methodology used in the study or the research design na ginamit nila. Number four, in 40 to 50 words again, write the findings or the result of the study. And number five, cite 5 journals or articles used as a reference for the study. So all of it, lahat yon, makukuha nyo yung sagot doon sa article. Again, I will put the link on the description sa video natin. Okay, so again, you can pause this video and we'll continue on after you're done. Okay, now let's proceed with our lesson proper. So the first topic that we're going to be talking about is all about the research title. So how are you going to be constructing a research title? So what is a research title? So before we can actually answer that, so tingnan muna natin itong mga papakita ko sa inyo yung mga pictures. The first picture is a movie poster titled A Beautiful Mind. Okay, so the title of the movie is A Beautiful Mind. So, starring Russell Crowe and Ed Harris. So, just basing on the title of the movie, can you actually tell what the movie is all about? Okay, now the next picture is a song. The title of the song is Home, which was sung by Michael Bublé. Again, just basing on the title of the song, can you tell what the song is all about? The third picture is a picture of a book. The title of the book is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling. Again, same question pa rin. Just basing on the title of the book, can you tell what the book is all about? And the last one is a research. So the title of the research is a comparative study on the health problems among rural and urban people in Ilocos region, Philippines. Again, same question. Just by looking at the title of the research, can you actually tell what the research is all about? So basing on that, basing on the examples that I have shown you, you can surmise that a research is a very important component of a research title rather is a very important component of the research because it's considered to be as the face of the research o yung muka ng research mismo. Because the title of the research itself can actually give you an idea kung ano ba yung nilalaman ng research. Just like the title of the movie A Beautiful Mind, when you read the title A Beautiful Mind, so it actually gives you an idea ano ba or tungkol ba saan ang pelikulang A Beautiful Mind. Okay? Now, the title of the research is the research problem or inquiry in capsule form. So, in our previous lessons, pinag-aralan natin kung paano gumawa ng isang research problem basing on a research topic. So, basically, the title of the research is your research problem itself. Okay? Yun mismo yun. A research title or a research product is a product of a real-world observations, dilemmas, wide reading, selective viewing, and deep reflection, meaning that the research problem that you have formulated from the research topic that you have picked, the problem that you want an answer, or the problem that you want to have a solution is basically your research title. So it says something about the research itself. It gives you an overview about what you are trying to do on your research. Okay. Now, in creating or constructing rather a research title, a great care must be taken in the formulation of the title. It must clearly reflect the topic of investigation and it must be original, clear, concise, or specific. So later on, pag-uusapan natin kung ano nga ba yung mga characteristics ng isang research title. Now, when you finally decide on a research topic, make sure that your research topic and research questions match, meaning that naka-align dapat yung research question nyo doon sa research topic nyo. I've already told you that before on our previous discussion. Now, let's talk about the characteristics of a good research title. Now, A title, number one, a title should summarize the main idea of the paper simply and if possible with style. As I've said before, the research title is the face of your research. It gives the reader, yung mga magbabasa nung research nyo, on what the research is all about. So, pag nakita pa lang niya yung title ng study nyo, ito pala ang gusto nilang gawin sa research nila. Okay? So, that's why it should be summarized. You should summarize the main idea of your research within the title itself. So, a good example of this is effectiveness of honey as an alternative treatment to patient with first-degree burn wounds. Okay? Just by looking at the title, you can already tell what is the main idea of the research being conveyed by the researcher. Okay? Now, number two characteristics. The title should be a concise statement of the main topic. Pag sinabi natin concise, it should be direct. Direct to the point. Direct statement. Wala nang paligoy-ligoy pa, wala nang paliku-liku pa. Okay, it should be concise or direct. So a good example of this is the use of laboratory simulation, a review of learning impact on a secondary science education. So as you can see, the researcher, when they're constructing the research title, hindi na sila nagpaligoy-ligoy pa or nagpaikot-ikot pa. Okay? So they directed the the main idea of the research on the title itself. Okay, the third characteristic is try to avoid lengthy and wordy title. The recommended length for the title is around 10 to 12 words. Okay, so para maiwasan natin yung sabi ko nga sa inyo, kamukha dun sa description ng number 2 should be concise. Characteristic, we try to avoid lengthy and wordy title. So, mga 10 to 12 words lang dapat yung laman ng research title nyo. Hindi naman bawal na lumagpas sa 10 to 12 words, pero it should be as few as possible. Kasi if it's few, it is more concise. Okay? Number 4 characteristics, avoid the use of acronyms and abbreviations. Include words that are important in the study. So, ito importante ito. So, iwasan natin yung paggamit ng acronyms. For example, in the title of the research, Impact of Undiagnosed Depression on the Academic Performance of Grade 12 Students of Pampanga High School. What did you notice? Okay? Kung mapapansin nyo, yung Pampanga High School, kumpleto. Hindi nila nilagay na Impact of Undiagnosed Depression on the Academic Performance of Grade 12 Students of PHS. Okay? So that is an acronym. Bawal tayong gumamit ng acronym. As much as possible, ilagay nyo yung buong meaning. Okay? Yung buong meaning ng acronym mismo. Also, avoid abbreviations. So, ano naman tinatawag natin abbreviation? Abbreviations is yung mga salita na pinaikli. For example, students. Okay? Grade 12 students. Minsan, nilalagay lang dyan, grade 12 stud, then period. So, ibig sabihin nun, students, ibig sabihin nun. Pero, we should avoid using that. Use the complete words. Okay? Now, the fifth characteristic is minimize the use of heavy technical and scientific words. Avoid the use of jargons and highfalutin words. Now, to make your title easier to understand, you should minimize or avoid completely the use of heavy technical and scientific words. Okay? For example, doon sa binigay natin ritong example sa characteristics number 5, effectiveness of tsaang gubat. Hindi niya ginamit yung term na Carmona retusa. Carmona retusa is the scientific name of tsaang gubat. Nilagay niya effectiveness of tsaang gubat. Then, open close parenthesis, Carmona retusa, pertaining to the scientific name of tsaang gubat. Kasi pag nilagay mo lang dyan, effectiveness of Carmona retusa, if I am the reader, okay, and I don't understand what Carmona retusa is, malilito ako. Okay? So, you use or you minimize the use of heavy technical and scientific words or substitute them with layman's term na madaling naiintindihan ng reader nyo. So, again, like take a look at the example, effectiveness of tsaang gubat as abdominal medication to the children with roundworm. Okay? Now, characteristics number 6, title should identify the actual variables or theoretical issues under investigation and the relationship between them. So, ito importante ito. Hindi pa kasi natin napag-uusapan kung ano yung variables. So, basically, variables are the characteristics that you measure within your research. The variable should be clearly presented within the title. And also, you should present the relationship of your variables also within the title. Okay? So a good example of this is a combination of blue butterfly pea and blue mallow solution as an acid-base indicator. So ano yung mga variable natin dito? Our variable here are your blue butterfly pea, blue mallow solution, and acid-base indicator. So we are showing the variables of your research and why are they related or how rather they are related to one another. So those are the characteristics of a good research title. Okay, now, how do you write a research title? Simple lang naman yan. Now, previously on our lesson, I've already instructed you to choose a research topic and also construct a research problem. So, yun yung gagamitin natin. So, number one, ask yourself basic questions of your research. First thing that you're going to be asking yourself is, what is your paper all about? Di ba? So, okay na to, napili niyo na to kasi nagawa niyo na yung research topic niyo. Okay? Second thing na gagawin nyo is what design you are going to be using. Are you going to be using a quasi-experimental, an experimental, a true experimental? Are you going to be using a survey? Are you going to be using methodological or ex post facto, so on and so forth? So identify the design that you're going to be using. Now, the third thing that you're going to be asking yourself is who or what do I want to study? Sino ang gusto mong pag-aralan or ano ang gusto mong pag-aralan? Okay. For example, I want to study I want to study the relationship of online gaming and academic performance of grade 12 students of Cabiao Senior High School. So, ano yung gusto kong pag-aralan? Ano yung gusto kong pag-aralan? Gusto kong pag-aralan on my research yung epekto ng online gaming sa academic performance ng sino ang gusto ko pag-aralan, who, yung mga grade 12 students ng Cabiao Senior High School. Okay, and also the fourth thing that you're going to be asking yourself is what were the possible results? So, ano sa tingin nyo yung magiging resulta nung study nyo? Okay, now pag nasagot nyo na yung mga tanong na yon, the second thing that you're going to be doing is you list down keywords based on the questions in step 1. So, ilista niyo yung mga keywords basing on the questions doon na sinagot nyo doon sa step 1 natin. Okay. Now, the third thing you're going to do, gamitin nyo ngayon yung mga keywords na yon in formulating a sentence or creating a sentence. Okay? Number 4, create a working title. So, edit-edit nyo lang. Okay? Edit-edit nyo lang yung sentence nyo so that you can create a title. Okay? And the last one, delete all unnecessary information to create a final title. It's actually that simple. Okay? Now, gamitin nyo itong mga steps na to and also the characteristics that we talked about before in creating a research title. Okay? Now, here are some example of research titles. Ito yung mga research titles na sinubmit sa akin ng mga previous students ko. So, here are just some example. So, the first one is the factors that influence the grade 12 humanities, social sciences students in choosing their course in college. Input to career orientation program. The second one is the narrative of cultural assimilation experience of selected senior high school students in Cabiao. And the third one is mahogany seeds, leaves, and barks and as organic insecticide against cockroach. I want you to look at this title and try to go back with the characteristics and also the steps na pinag-usapan natin before and try to analyze kung yung ba mga characteristics na yon are present doon sa example research title na pinakita ko sa inyo. Okay? Okay, the next topic of our discussion is all about the background of the study. So what is a background of a study? Now, the background of the study is basically an overview of the research study and explains why you, as a researcher, are doing the study. So take a look at the word overview. So when you are doing a background of the study, you are giving the readers an overview of what you are going to be doing on your research. So it is similar to the research title. If the title of the research is at the beginning, the background of the study is the first part of your chapter 1. So it's similar to to the what you call this, if you're, let's say you are going to be going to a bookstore, pupunta kayo sa bookstore, and then you are looking for a book na gusto niyo basahin, sometimes titingnan niyo yung likod, or basahin niyo yung summary or overview, parang ganun yung tinatawag natin na background of the study. It gives you an overview of the study itself. It provides information that is important or essential to understand the main body of the research investigation. So para siyang preliminary, okay, preliminary or appetizer before doon sa main body of research. Now, the background of the study can be an offshoot of any one of the following. So, pwede nyo i-base yung background of the study nyo in, of course, basing on your topic pa rin. It can be based on historical developments. It can be based on cultural developments. It can also be based in academic developments, scientific findings, and even debates or arguments and a host of other things. So you can use this, pwede mong gamitin ito to formulate the background of the study. So let's say you're trying to do a study about yung favorite na lagi ko yung example, the effect of online gaming on the academic performance of grade 12 students. So, pwede kang humanap ng historical findings about that, or meron ba siyang cultural findings about that topic, even academic or scientific findings about the topic that you've chosen. So, pwede mong gamitin yung mga yon as a source for your background of the study. Okay, now the background of the study, locate or situate your study in the context of your specific field. So it can either be a BM, it can either be STEM, sports, art and design, TVL, and other related fields. So you are trying to specify, okay, the topic or the research itself into your own specific field of study. Okay. Now, here is an example of a background of a research. Okay, so this was the manuscript that was submitted to me by my previous students. So the title of the research is The Factors That Influence the Grade 12 Humanities Social Sciences Students in Choosing Their Course in College, Input to Career Orientation Program. So that's the title of the research. So it was presented by Grade 12 Humes A students, Group 2. Okay, so here is their chapter 1, which contains, okay, the problem and its background. Okay, so I'll read it. So post nyo lang siguro if you also want to read it. So let's start. Introduction. Many factors affect career choices of college students. Identifying these factors will give parents, educators, and industry an idea as to where students place most of their trust in the career selection process. It would also allow students to examine processes they use for career selection. Career choices result when individual aspirations and preferences are examined in light of the constraining forces imposed by the social environment in which the individual lives. A choice implies the completion of some actions or successful steps, and the attainment of a career is the final outcome of the career choice process. It is possible to differentiate several levels of career choice based upon the degree to which the choice has been subjected to the limitations of social constraints. Man 2, 2015. Career choice also indicates your responsibility and commitment on selecting your preferred course for college. But before moving to college, you should first understand that the term career implies more than a single case of selection. Career implies a chain of choices or set of preferences, choices, and attainments with the goal of increasing level of responsibility or learning with each successive job position. Therefore, career develops, change, and accumulate over time. As Nelson Mandela says, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Education is the key to eliminating gender inequality, to reducing poverty, to creating a sustainable planet, to prevent needless deaths and illness, and into fostering peace. And in a knowledge economy, education is the new currency by which nations maintain economic competitiveness and global prosperity. Education is an investment and one of the most critical investments we can make, Duncan 2013. Education has many advantages for people. For instance, it illuminates a person's minds and thinking. It helps students to plan for work or pursue a higher education while graduate. while graduating from university. Having education in an area helps people think, feel, and behave in a way that contributes to their success and improves not only their personal satisfaction, but also their community. In addition, education develops human personality, thoughts, dealing with others, and prepares people for life. Experience it makes people have special status in their own society and everywhere they live in. There are various benefits of having education, such as having a good career, having a good status in society, and having self-confidence. First of all, educations give us the chance of having a good career in our life. We can have plenty of chances to work at any workplace we wish. In other words, opportunities for a better employment can be more and easy. The higher educated we are, the better chance we get. Moreover, education polishes our mind, reinforces our thoughts, and strengthens our characters and behaviors towards others. It equips us with information in various fields in general and our specialization in particular, especially what we need to master in our job career. Al-Shuhabi, 2014. Higher education is important for the personal, social, and economic development of the nation. Education is important to live with happiness and prosperity. Also empowers mind that will be able to conceive good thoughts and ideas. It enables students to do the analysis while making life decision. Life gives various survival challenges for humans, but educating guide human to fight with the failure and get success in life. Okay, so that was the background of study that was presented. So, what did you notice? Ano yung napansin nyo? Kung mapapansin nyo, the researcher is giving an overview. Okay? An overview, an introduction, a preliminary reading about the research that they're going to be conducting. Aside from the overview itself, sinight din nila rito yung importance ng topic na napili nila at kung paano to makakatulong sa society natin. So, those are the things that you're going to be putting on the background of your study. Now, when doing a background of the study, you have to do several readings. Kailangan nyo maghanap ng mga libro, articles, or journals, okay, that you can actually use in order for you to compose the background of the study. Okay. Now, okay, that's the conclusion of our topic for discussion. Now let's proceed with your next activity. So for this activity, the instruction is follow the step in creating a research paper by answering the following questions below. So the first thing that you're going to be doing is you have to choose a general topic of your research. So nagawa na natin to before during our previous discussion. You already have a research problem. So yung research problem na ginawa nyo during our previous discussion, yun yung gagamitin natin. So, using that research problem, answer the following question. Number one, what is the paper about? Tungkol ba saan yung research na gagawin nyo? Pangalawa, who or what do I want to study? At pangatlo, what were the possible results? So, these are the three steps that you're going to be using in order for you to come up with your research title, which is based on your research problem. Okay? Sulat nyo na lang dyan sa baba kung ano yung proposed research title nyo. Okay? For the next topic, I want you to answer the question briefly, not exceeding 50 words per question. So question number one, how does a research title gives the reader an overview of the topic of the study? Number two, it is all right to use technical words and jargon since research is for educated people, and why? And number three, why is a research title not constant and always changes once it is formulated? So I want you to answer these three questions, not exceeding 50 words per question. Okay. Next activity is below are jumbled words listing the specific keywords of the discussed lesson. Arrange the letters to unlock these words. Write the answer on a separate sheet of paper or a pad paper. So kung makikita nyo dito, meron tayong mga set of letters that are actually jumbled. So it's like a puzzle. So I want you to rearrange the letters and try to look for specific words na ginamit natin on our previous discussion o yung lesson na discuss natin kanina lang. Okay, and for the next activity, using the template, synthesize at least 5 research articles or journals that will be included in your research paper. The articles and journals must be within the prescribed period of 5 years. So during the previous discussion, we talked about background of the research or background of the study. So saan nyo i-base yung background of the study nyo? Sa articles and journals and books. So I want you to list down articles and journals. So search nyo na lang sa internet kung ano yung mga possible articles and journals na gagamitin nyo in order for you to construct your background of the study. So make sure na yung libro or article or journal na gagamitin nyo is ang edad niya is not older than 5 years. Okay, so that ends our topic of discussion and also the supplementary video for module number 3. Good luck in answering your video and I will see you again on our next topic.